Today we're going to talk about balance, which is one of the principles of design. All right. Jair, would you read the objectives for us?
Given small pieces of paper, learners will arrange the papers within 5 minutes, showing understanding of the three areas of balance with 100% accuracy.
Thank you. Now, what is balance? What is balance? Marcy?
When things are even.
When elements are even? Good definition. Anyone else? What is balance? All right. What you, that was a good definition. I agree. But I have a definition of balance also. In art and design, balance is the visual weight of elements in a composition. We use the principles of balance to add stability, structure, emphasis, and dynamics. In design, one would attempt to place elements in an aesthetically pleasing arrangement. Also, balance refers to the visual equalization and weight of the elements of art. So, every object in a picture has visual weight. The principle of design called balance helps us to ensure that we have visual weight even across the composition. That's what you said, even weight. Now, there are three major areas of balance. One is called symmetrical balance. Symmetrical balance. And one is called asymmetrical balance. Like I'll help you remember that later. Called balance. And the last one we're going to talk about is called radial balance. All right. Now, asymmetrical balance is balance. No. Symmetrical balance is balance like a mirror image of something. So if you have a line down the middle, say down the middle of your page. Now, if you have objects on this side, on the left side, the same object is on the right side. It's symmetrically balanced. More objects on the left side, another one on the right. It's like mirrored image, mirrored. Another object on the left, another one on the right. But they do not, symmetrical balance doesn't have to be identical. For example, we may put a rectangle here and put the other rectangle here. And they do have to have this aspect. They have to be identical in some areas, such as color, shape, texture. All right? This is symmetrical balance. It means whatever's on the right side is on the left. Here's another example of symmetrical balance. Let's see this. Can I erase this? The objective? This is our line down the middle of our page. And if we draw a person in the center, don't laugh at my drawing. I am a good artist. All right. Is that person symmetrically balanced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know? Huh?
Both sides are similar.
That's right. Both sides are similar. Exactly. And here's one last example of symmetrical balance. If you put an object in the middle, is that symmetrically balanced? Okay, that's correct. Now, the next one is called asymmetrical balance. Like A for awkward, A. You can remember that, asymmetrical. We know symmetrical is balanced. Same on both sides, like mirror image. But then now you're going into asymmetrical balance. All right, you got the line down the middle again. Now, asymmetrical, you can have a heavy object on one side and smaller objects to balance that heavy object on the other side. For example, we have this big rectangle here. So what do we need? And we're going to have some smaller rectangles here to balance that out. That's asymmetrical. All right, here's another example. This is our center line, and this object is very close to the center line, very close. And we have these objects way out here. And this is our paper. Is that asymmetrical? Is that still balanced?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. When you have an object close to the center line, a smaller object further away from the center line, that is still balanced. That's asymmetrical balance. All right. Another one is this. We use the example of people. And this is our center line. We have, that's our paper. Now we have a big person here on this side. A big person. See? That's nose and mouth. And what you think we need over here to balance that out asymmetrically? We don't use people. Two people, are they going to be the same size as this? Smaller. Man, you are going to teach me. That's right, two smaller people to balance it. That's right. Let's give them some eyes. That's asymmetrical balance. That's exactly right. But except they can even be smaller than that. That's good. All right. The last area of balance is called radial balance. And radial balance is that balance that seems to come from the center and move outwards. All right? It's also another area of symmetrical balance, but you don't have to put that radial balance in the center of your composition. You can put it anywhere in your composition, but where it comes, where the center radiates from the center. So I'll show you an example. What do you think radial balance looks like? Okay. Here's one example. We may have something go up like that. That's one example. Another one, we could have something like this. Circle. See how the circles are getting bigger, but in the center they are small. See, very small till they get so tiny. That could be another example of radial balance, something that radiating from the center and moving outwards. And I'll give you one last example. Something like this. And there are lots of examples on the internet about radial balance. All right, so right now what I want you to do is I'm going to pass you out a paper. which you already have on your desk. And I want you're in groups now. This is group 1, group 2, group 3. This, you're going to use this sheet. One sheet of paper, and you two going to come up with ideas of radio balance. You'll come up with all 3 ideas of balance. You come up with your own ideas. Use this sheet. You're going to show me examples. You two going to get together, put your head together, show me example of, what's the balances? Name of the balance? Asymmetrical, symmetrical, and radio balance. Okay? You're going to do that on this sheet. You both get together and give me 3 examples. You do the same thing and you do the same thing. And when you finish, I'm going to pick one of you to come up here and demonstrate on this sheet one of the types of balances. You're gonna do one balance, you're gonna do a different one, and you're gonna do a different one. So I'm gonna have 3 different balances demonstrated up here. Alright, so go ahead and get started now. Work together. I need 3 examples of balance. Alright, radio, asymmetrical, and symmetrical. Go ahead and do it now. Hey, man.